Ravenwood Manor. Its name alone chills the hearts of the townspeople who live in its shadow. The house, perched on a lonely hill, looms like a dark sentinel over the quiet countryside. Built in the late 1800s by the Caldwell family, Ravenwood has remained uninhabited for decades, its halls echoing with whispers of a curse said to claim anyone who dares to reside within. Tonight, we join a team of paranormal investigators as they enter Ravenwood, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. Ravenwood Manor. Its name alone chills the hearts of the townspeople who live in its shadow. The house, perched on a lonely hill, looms like a dark sentinel over the quiet countryside. Built in the late 1800s by the Caldwell family, Ravenwood has remained uninhabited for decades, its halls echoing with whispers of a curse said to claim anyone who dares to reside within. Tonight, we join a team of paranormal investigators as they enter Ravenwood, determined to uncover the truth behind the legends, or so they think. Our story begins with 4 investigators who arrive at Ravenwood Manor. Professor William Hayes, a seasoned historian with an insatiable curiosity for the occult, leads the group. His quiet, intense demeanor hides a secret. His great-grandfather was one of the last known residents of Ravenwood, a fact he's kept hidden even from his team. Amelia Grant, a medium with a heightened sensitivity to the spirit world, feels an almost magnetic pull to the house. The young but skeptical Ethan Rhodes joined the team for research purposes, though he believes the stories are merely local folklore. Finally, Sarah Collins, a seasoned journalist, is documenting the investigation, determined to uncover the mystery behind the Caldwell family's tragic history. As they approach the mansion, each feels a different reaction: fear, excitement, skepticism. They stand before the ominous structure, unaware that they are about to become part of Ravenwood's dark legacy. Stepping inside, they find the grand entrance hall covered in dust, the air thick with the smell of decay. A massive chandelier hangs above them, barely illuminating the cavernous space. Shadows seem to flicker and shift around them. Professor Hayes guides the team through the entryway, feeling a strange sense of familiarity, as though he has walked these halls before. They begin setting up equipment, unaware that something in the house is watching them. Amelia feels an overwhelming energy. They're here. They've been waiting, she whispers. Ethan, dismissive, rolls his eyes but cannot shake an unease that's begun gnawing at him. Sarah captures the room's eerie beauty on film, noticing strange, blurred shapes appearing in her photos. By midnight, the temperature drops, and the team begins to experience unexplainable phenomena. In the dimly lit library, Professor Hayes finds an old journal belonging to Isaac Caldwell, the family patriarch. As he flips through the pages, he learns of Isaac's obsession with ancient rituals. The journal speaks of a pact made with a dark force, offering protection for the family at a terrible cost. Hayes senses his connection to the house deepening, a bond pulling him further into its mystery. Meanwhile, Amelia begins to feel a presence drawing her toward the east wing. She's led to a nursery where she hears faint crying. She sees the ghostly figure of a young girl, pale and sad, standing by a dusty crib. The girl whispers, "They took my family. They're still here, waiting." Amelia reaches out, but the figure vanishes, leaving her shaken and feeling an icy hand on her shoulder. Hayes gathers the team and shares the grim details he's uncovered about Isaac Caldwell's pact. The curse, it seems, was tied to an ancient artifact hidden somewhere within the manor. According to the journal, this artifact binds the souls of anyone who dies within Ravenwood's walls, keeping them trapped forever. Each team member reacts with growing horror, realizing they've stumbled into a place that could claim their souls as well. As they prepare to leave, Ethan suddenly becomes agitated, his skepticism breaking as he sees a vision of himself dying within the house. He laughs nervously, muttering that it's just a trick of the mind, but his face pales as he feels the cold touch of unseen hands around his throat. He gasps for breath, falling to his knees before the sensation fades, leaving him shaken. Determined to break the curse, Hayes leads the team deeper into the manor, searching for the artifact mentioned in the journal. They descend into the basement, a damp, oppressive space filled with old furniture and discarded relics. The air is thick, almost unbreathable, as they approach a hidden altar covered in ancient symbols. On the altar rests an ornate, blackened relic, the cursed artifact. Realizing they must leave immediately, the team scrambles to find a way out. But the house has other plans. It begins to shift. Doors that once led to the foyer now open into endless hallways, trapping them in a labyrinth of darkness. Sarah feels a cold hand grab her wrist and sees the ghostly figure of Isaac Caldwell pulling her back, whispering, "You cannot leave." Ethan fights to break down a door, but it only leads to another dead-end room. In a final act of desperation, Amelia confronts the spirit of the young girl she saw earlier, pleading for help. The girl points to a hidden passage that leads them outside. As they run, the house seems to scream, the walls shaking violently as if in fury. They barely make it through the front door before it slams shut behind them, sealing the curse back inside. Exhausted, the team stands outside, breathless and shaken, watching Ravenwood in silence. Professor Hayes realizes the house let them go, but at a price. He now bears the mark of the curse, a dark shadow following him even in daylight. Amelia whispers that Ravenwood isn't done. It will wait, biding its time for the next souls brave enough, or foolish enough, to enter. As they turn to leave, each feels a haunting presence lingering, a reminder that Ravenwood's curse has not been broken, only postponed.